guard from Eastern Michigan, number 11, Earl Boykins. A 6'10 forward from Blaine, Texas, number 12, Chris Anderson. A 6'5 guard from Georgia Tech, number 20, John Barry. A 7'1 center from Western Kentucky, number 21, Chris Marcus. A 7-foot forward from the Republic of Georgia, number 22, Nicholas Stevashvili. A 6'9 forward from Iowa, number 32, Ryan Bowen. A 6'10 forward from the University of Kentucky, number 41, Mark Hope. And a 7-foot forward center from California, number 56, Francisco Elson.
Well, the scene has been set. The new Nuggets against the defending world champs. We'll get it up in the air next. Denver Nuggets basketball on Fox Sports Net is brought to you by Gatorade Thirst Quencher. Gatorade, is it in you? By Pizza Hut, the best pizzas under one roof. By Volvo, Volvo for life. And by Rocky Mountain Cold Coors Light, cold down easy. Well, the joint is jumping. They're ready to go. The Nuggets and the San Antonio Spurs. The Nuggets in their new uniforms. Second-year head coach Jeff Bezdelik. And here's the starting five for the Nuggets, brought to you by Gatorade. Campy will be in the middle. The forwards, Carmelo Anthony. The precocious rookie, Nene. Vashawn Leonard and Andre Miller in the backcourt. The Nuggets control the tap. And we're underway. Andre Miller, 1 year with the Los Angeles Clippers. 2 years ago in Cleveland, he led the NBA in assists. And he had, as Scott talked about earlier, a great preseason. And they tried to get a play to Anthony. He grabs the rebound. And it is out of bounds off of Anthony. That is one thing you will see, Scott. He can offensive rebound.
Well, a nice down screen by Anthony. They stepped out and tried to help, and Anthony just slipped the screen, was wide open. And I think you got to believe the youngster, no matter where he came from in the hype, he's going to be a little nervous.
Good D and a travel on Duncan. And Marcus Camby, in case the official missed it, which he did not, Scott Foster indicated travel as well.
Watch the Nuggets side out of bounds, made baskets, whatever. They're going to try to push the tempo and run.
That was written about 15,000 times on the grease board in the Nuggets locker room. Run, run, run. Run them out of the gym for 48 minutes. And in the preseason, the Nuggets played 2 games here at Pepsi Center. They scored 109 and 113.
Well, in the last couple of years, you and I have been doing the game, they've struggled getting easy scores, and that's what running gives you.
And also having some shooters. That shot doesn't go for Vashawn Leonard, but the Nuggets have really upgraded their perimeter game with the addition of Leonard, John Barry. Out of bounds off of Duncan.
That was great defense from the start by Nene. Denied him on one block, got over the top, forced the bad pass. We talked with the coaching staff earlier this year. They like Carmelo on the block.
A little veteran move backing off Anthony, almost lost his balance. And Vashawn misses on the reverse side. So both teams unable to score through the first minute and a half. Manu Ginobili off to Bruce Bowen.
The first 4 or 5 minutes of every quarter first game is ugly.
Let's take a look at the Spurs who played last night. They won 83-82 over Phoenix. Tony Parker has a bad ankle, won't play till Saturday against the Knicks. So Bowen, Duncan, Nesterovic, who comes from Minnesota, Ginobili, and Anthony Carter. He came from Miami. And he gets the start tonight. He has to play big minutes. And another turnover. Starting lineups tonight brought to you by Gatorade. And the Spurs have yet to get a shot elevated for Greg Popovich.
Well, you saw Anthony being guarded by Miller, and how far Miller playing off Anthony, not respecting the jump shot.
And they're going to call that on Carmelo Anthony.
Well, he got his first foul on Bowen a while ago, who did a little acting and kind of grabbed Anthony's hand, threw it up in the air. That's number 1. That one right there, they're calling the back screen. Too many officials, and I'm not sure if it was a good call or not, but too many officials in the last couple of years have really penalized guys trying to set good screens. But I think the young Carmelo Anthony will see a lot of his early foul trouble in the first part of the season.
Now the Nuggets will give Carter that. Phoenix did last night. He is not a good shooter. Here's Miller looking to push it. And Miller driving in. Layup is good. That's something Andre Miller brings to the table. He is fearless and he can finish. He's very strong.
And when people start to understand what Denver's going to do, he may get an and one on that same play.
Good D by Anthony. Here comes Duncan. Good block by Marcus Camby. Nuggets have numbers. Anthony against a very good defender, Bruce Bowen, and he was tripped by Carter.
One thing, another thing that Denver's lacking over the last couple of years that you and I have been doing the games, Drew, is a guy that can create his own shot. They think they got that in Anthony, although still a rookie, but I think they got that in Andre Miller as well.
That's interesting, Scott. Last year, and again, the preseason, last year Nuggets last in the league in field goal percentage, last in the league in scoring, every offensive category of meaning they were last. In the preseason, they were first in field goal percentage, second in scoring. Traffic jam in the post. Duncan looking for a call, and he gets it on Nene.
Nene trying to put a rear end into Tim Duncan to prevent him from crossing the lane.
Well, we're glad again for the 4th straight year to have Sandy Williams with us on our broadcast, also on the pregame show. Sandy?
Drew, thanks a lot. Unfortunately, we have to put a pall over the opening night. Today, before the game, Ryan Bowen had to drive back home. The wildfires going on in southern part of the metro area. He and his wife had to evacuate their home. I talked with him. He says everyone's okay. She and the 2 children are in a local hotel. And I said, well, what did you take besides the kids and the wife? And he looked at me and said, well, we had to get the wedding pictures off the walls. So he is in great spirits about it. And, of course, our prayers and thoughts are with the people affected by the wildfires here in Colorado as well as Southern California. Guys?
You bet. And Camby was fouled. There's a lid on it at both ends. I think the Nuggets may be playing a little bit tight right now. They've missed some shots ordinarily you're going to hit, especially Camby underneath the hoop.
They're 1 for 9, Drew, and other than 2 Vashawn Leonard jump shots, everything that all the other shots they miss have been layups. The good news is they're getting layups. The bad news is they've missed them early. But you will not continue to miss layups as this game goes on. So if you're Jeff Bzdelik down the bench, you sit and say, okay, we're getting the shots a little tight, a little nervous. They'll start falling here in a matter of moments.
Well, just to finish up what Sandy was talking about, not only our thoughts with Ryan Bowen, everyone else affected by those fires, not only in the state, but Southern California. We need some wet weather in the West. 3-0 Denver. And Nesterovic, great defense by Nene. Now here's Duncan, and he kisses it off the glass, and San Antonio has their first points.
Boy, the coaching staff yelling at Scott Foster, 3 seconds, 3 seconds. Nene doing a nice job defensively.
Good seal inside. Hilario goes right up, but it was blocked. I call him Hilario. I'm not allowed to do that anymore. It's not part of his name. And that's a charge. That's 2 on Tim Duncan. So Duncan buys his second early in this affair with 7:57 to go.
And Jeff Bzdelik decided to keep Anthony in with 2 fouls. You see Marcus getting over there. Your judgment whether he got over there in time or not. But the 2 biggest names on the floor early in this game, both with foul trouble.
And Duncan stays on the floor for Greg Popovich. Going up on Carmelo Anthony. Leonard posted up on Ginobili. Step away jumper is not going to stay down. And Ginobili goes up. He misses the layup. And then a follow missed by Nesterovic. And then an air ball from 2 feet away. This thing at this pace will end 7-5.
Ginobili, I thought, really came of age last year during the playoffs. Big time player for San Antonio as they won their 2nd NBA championship. But he'll get on that wing and he'll run.
He's very athletic. Anthony looks to take Bowen. Beautiful move. I mean, that is a gorgeous move. You know what has impressed me the most about him? He is really undaunted by where he is. You know, some guys will give him lip service, say they're not nervous, not intimidated. That's a turnover. But if you watch Carmelo play, and we see him in practice, he really isn't.
He's not. And I tell you what has surprised me is he studies his opponent, asks the coaches for game film. He gets a little step on Bowen to the baseline, and what you don't see is that little last move, that last step is back into the lane, which protects him so he can get it up to the basket.
Miller, straightaway 3, knocks it down. Why not? They gave it to him. Andre Miller, not known as a great three-point shooter, has 5, and Denver leads 8-2.
Andre Miller, I really do. I think he has an opportunity to really up his name in the NBA. He had a great name going into the Clippers, kind of lost that. People saying the guy didn't care, didn't play hard. I watched him as the starting lineups were announced, whatever, big festival going on. He grabs the guys to the sideline, talks to them. Now, he's not known as a vocal guy. He grabbed all the starters out there before the jump ball and said, listen, I don't know what he said, but I mean, showed me a little something as far as leadership.
He was in a horrible situation last year with the Clippers. Every player on the Clippers, they had some talent.
Who ain't been in a horrible situation going to the Clippers?
But everybody was playing for a contract. I mean, just about everybody on that roster of note was at the end of their deal. And he started out like gangbusters. He averaged 18 points and 8 assists in the month of November, but then they imploded.
He's a guy that can pass the basketball and can get his own shot.
Here's Anthony coming up with a loose basketball. And here's Miller with a step, crossed over, dives on the floor. Still 18 on the shot clock. Good pass. Camby inside, back to Vo. And Vo knocks it down. Good movement by Denver. They're up 10-4.
Yeah, it wasn't pretty, but they got the 2 points, and they got it because Miller got on the floor after almost losing it.
Here's Ginobili, back to Nesterovic. He can hit that shot. Not this time. He averaged better than 11 a game last year playing with Minnesota.
See Leonard getting the rebound, brings up, has the capability. Not the guy you necessarily want to start a break.
How about that move? Spinning to the bucket. Vashawn Leonard. 4 for Leonard, and it's 12 for Denver. And a timeout for San Antonio. And a standing ovation, hopefully the first of many this year, for the new look Nuggets.
It's the hardest working team in pro basketball. They're working overtime, and so are we. Now is the time to get your Nugget 10-game ticket pack. $150 is all it takes. You've got weekdays, weekends. You can mix and match. You get 11 games for the price of 10, and you get all the stars of the NBA, like Shaq, Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, and, of course, your own Nuggets, Carmelo Anthony, Andre Miller. Call right now, 303-405-1212, and take advantage of the plan. Only $150 with Super Mascot Rocky.
And you know what? Rocky's got a new uni as well. They're the Vanderways, Kiki and Peggy. Well, Kiki had a design from day one when he took over as general manager of the Denver Nuggets. He said we have to rid ourselves of the salary situation. The Nuggets were at the top of the cap. He was able to do that creatively. He's helped himself in the draft, and he's added some players that can really help on the floor. Veteran guys in Miller and Leonard, who was here for a couple of years, and Earl Boykins. And Jeff Bzdelik wants to run. And the Nuggets have an early 12-4 lead. Ron Mercer, the one-time Nugget. He comes off the bench now for San Antonio. He's out there with Ginobili.
Good matchup to watch underneath is Rose and Nene.
Well, Ginobili, the left-hander, kisses it off the glass.
I think that was assisted in by somebody blocking the shot.
Anthony curls, drives, and leans in. And it comes out to Ginobili, who's running 1-on-3. Good move.
He likes that left side. We told you that earlier in the game. And you gotta, when you D in Ginobili, you gotta think stop first, because everything in his game is try to get it to the basket and score. He gets mad at defenses that make him pass.
Anthony drives, hangs, looking for a call, didn't get it. He got hit in the head. Bowen, one of the better three-point shooters in the league, and he had all day to size it up. Fortunately, it doesn't go down. Miller running with Anthony. Miller down the lane, gives to Carmelo, and he'll lay it in. 4 for Anthony, and the Nuggets lead again by 6.
Carmelo come down there still rubbing the side of his head where he thought he got hit a while ago. He's got to get used to it. About the first 20, 30 games, he's going to get beat up a little bit.
Bowen lost it off to Mercer, who is never shy. And Ron Mercer knocks it down. Well, that's Mercer's strength. He's a good mid-range shooter. And a foul on Mercer. That is not his strength, playing defense. Chris Anderson will be the first Nugget off the bench tonight. John Barry will be the second as Carmelo Anthony and Marcus Camby check out. It's another good pickup. John Barry is always, wherever he's been, he's got captain the second unit.
Interesting move. They're going to move Barry in the game. Anthony, who had 2 fouls. Jeff Bzdelik stayed with him with those 2 fouls. Barry will run 3, and Deshaun, kind of a multiple, either player can play either position.
Nesterovic misses. You got to put a body on Malik Rose. Comes out to Ginobili. Into Nesterovic again, and this time he lays it in. They're trying to get him involved early tonight. Last night he had just a couple of points and 3 rebounds in his Spurs debut. Spurs didn't play well last night. They were lucky to win, quite honestly. They were down by 15, double digits most of the night.
Well, then he's got to be ready to score that inside.
Nene misses.
Great penetration by John, and then he just unexpected pass.
And that's a charge on Mercer. So Mercer picks up his 2nd foul.
3rd charge taken by Denver's defense in this game. Weak side, Nene comes over and helps. Good penetration. Mercer gets by Miller. Nene just waits under the bucket, takes a charge.
Well, get ready for the pace of the game to change. Second smallest player in the history of this game, but he could flat out play. 5'5" Earl Boykins. Nene posting up. Face up on Nesterovic. Pulling his way inside. Finds Anderson. And the Birdman comes a-flying.
Nice job by both players. Nene going the baseline. Everybody converges, looking for the block shot. Anderson following his man who came over on the weak side and gets the easy two.
Anderson, good defense on Rose, harassing him. Rose finally gives it up to Hito Turkoglu. Comes over from Sacramento, and his first shot is good.
He's another guy not shot.
He's a talented guy at 6'10". He can bring the ball up the floor if you need him to. 2:22 to go in quarter number 1. Boy, that looked like a foul on Ginobili. Instead, they say off of Vashawn Leonard. We'll step away. 16-14 Denver. Denver up 2 with Scott Hastings and Sandy Williams. I'm Drew Goodman. Time for our Lexus scouting report. John Barry on John Barry.
I'm a spot jump shooter, number 1. And, you know, I hear a lot of times when I'm standing in front of an opposing bench, you know, don't leave him. You know, stay right here. I don't get a lot of open shots because that's what I do best, I think. And also, I'm a playmaker. I like to make plays. At times, I'll get ahead of myself and try to make the spectacular play, which is my downfall.
Well, John Barry's on the floor. The entire second unit's out there right now. This is a high-energy group. Earl Boykins, John Barry, Chris Anderson, Francisco Elson, and Ryan Bowen.
You know, one thing Boykins can also do, and I don't think he gets credit, you can post him up because of his size, but you better be able to handle the basketball because he'll cause some steals.
Ginobili finds Kevin Willis, and Willis misses. Ginobili misses, and it's pulled down by Ryan Bowen. Here's Boykins with some room. Earl can hit that shot. He's a good mid-range jump shooter. Didn't really have his feet set. Elson goes down hard, and he's okay. And Rose is fouled at the other end. The Nuggets with 2 bodies on the defensive end of the floor. It was a 5-on-3 power play, if you will, going up the other way for San Antonio.
Elson gets taken down on the offensive end because Chris Anderson doing what we like to always kind of pick on Chris for doing, jumping. The shot goes up, he goes flying in and takes Elson out of the play.
I think the guy at the line, Scott, is one of the most valuable sixth men, if you will, bench players in the NBA, Malik Rose.
I think he's solid. He doesn't really have the height of, say, a power forward, but can play the power forward, can play the small forward. Depending on who you match up with him, he'll outstrength. He's stronger than 90% of the guys he'll play against. But I like him. He's a competitor.
And he's improved every year.
Roll.
Barry. Here's Elson rolling to the bucket. He's got plenty of hops. 6'11" player from the Netherlands. 7th player ever from the Netherlands in the NBA, but he's well versed on U.S. basketball. He played at Cal Berkeley.
Now pick and roll comes on the end of a fade play, and action. What you don't see is action going on over on that other side of the floor. And because of all that action, no one's there for the weak side until too late.
Foul was on Rose. I think fans are really going to like Francisco Elson. He's played the last 4 years in Spain. He's filled out. He can run the floor.
See, I like this right here. 7 foot.
Yeah.
You haven't seen that in a while in a Denver uniform.
And Willis able to save it. Denver leads by 1:20 to go in the first quarter. Turkoglu.
See, all he needs is a step. He gets you off by going to the basket, a little step back. He's such a great shooter.
And for the first time tonight, San Antonio has a lead. They're up 18-17. Anderson drives. Outside Boykins, 5 to shoot it. Earl leans in, and Elson was over the back. Loose ball foul on Francisco Elson. Duke Callahan making the call. Jeff Bzdelik didn't much like it.
Offensively, Denver a little bit out of sorts. They're not really running the basketball. They've got a couple fast breaks, but they're not really pushing anything, and they're not really flowing into an offense. This unit especially has got to run.
Turkoglu with the first one down. College football presented by Kyocera returns to Fox Sports Net Saturday with a doubleheader. First, UCLA travels to the Bay Area to take on Stanford. Then Colorado will match up with Texas Tech and Heisman hopeful B.J. Simons. College football, one mountain right here on Fox Sports Net. Barry out of the corner for 3. Put it in the book.
Boy, Earl Boykins with a big steal. Looked like a turnover on one end by Chris Anderson. Boykins saves it, penetrates, and then John Barry, we heard him a while ago, I'm a spot-up jump shooter, hits the 3 in the corner.
And nearly a steal by Bowen. Now Turkoglu looks to take Bowen, and Bowen will commit the foul.
See, Turkoglu likes to lower that shoulder. We'll get that in a second. Watch this turnover here by Anderson. Strip. Now watch Boykin. Boom. Anticipating where Turkoglu's going. Gets to the basket. Spot-up jump shooter in the corner. Know where he is. John Barry hits his first shot with the Denver Nuggets.
And Turkoglu back at the line knocks this one down. So San Antonio loses David Robinson to retirement after capturing an NBA title, a fitting way for Robinson to end his Hall of Fame career. They flirted with Jason Kidd. Didn't get Jason Kidd, but they got Turkoglu, they got Nesterovic.
See, I'm not a big Nesterovic fan. He can fill a void in the middle, whatever. Turkoglu's a great pickup. Ginobili is only going to get better. Parker, I think you saw what he did in the playoffs. I thought he was solid. They still will hurt losing David Robinson.
But he's got to help. Barry's got to get one up, and Bowen got it out of his hand. It's a shot clock violation. There'll be about a second differential. They're going to 7/10 are up on the clock right now.
San Antonio dropped into a little bit of a zone. Denver was going to wait for the last shot. San Antonio got into a zone situation.
Actually, it's 2.8 left in a 20-20 game. They get it into Ginobili. Nuggets try to trap him, and Ginobili never got it out of his hand. He never got it out of his hand. The shot's no good. So both teams struggle from the floor in the first quarter. 20 for the Nuggets, 20 for the San Antonio Spurs on opening night 2003-2004. You're watching Fox Sports Net, your home of the Nuggets all year long. Denver Nuggets basketball on Fox Sports Net is brought to you by First Bank, the Colorado bank for you, and by Gatorade Thirst Quencher. Gatorade, is it in you? One chapter closed at Pepsi Center. The Nuggets taking on the world champion San Antonio Spurs, and Jeff Bzdelik's team all even at 20 apiece. And with Scott Hastings and Sandy Williams, I'm Drew Goodman. One of the things the Nuggets wanted to do from the outset was run, and San Antonio, I think, prevented that a little bit, playing some zone.
Well, they play those zones, especially late, but I tell you what San Antonio does a good job of, and another way you slow down a running team is whoever gets the ball, especially on a rebound, you got to jam the rebound and make the guards have to come back to the basketball. Bill Walton used to play. He said, listen, you need to be going that way. That's where I'm throwing.
Willis misses, and the loose basketball grabbed by Bowen. Here comes Boykins.
Well, they missed. Barry wide open on the right side, spotting up.
Here's John Barry off a screen. Now Barry looks to drive. Off to Boykins, 7 to shoot it. Bowen drives, open man Barry, 17 feet away. And a shot clock violation again on Denver.
This unit right now, just not the kind of unit that you want to get into a half-court type of situation. You want to get these 5 guys running the basketball.
Yeah, the only shooters out there are Barry and Boykins, and as you can see, both teams struggling from the floor. The crowd, at least behind us, noticing Carmelo Anthony has gone to the scorer's table. Anthony picked up 2 relatively quick fouls. He did have 4 points. Elson pulls down the miss by Rose. Boykins has Anderson.
So San Antonio's doing a great job of getting to the lane and stopping penetration. Nobody from the wings filling in.
Elson from the free throw line. Anderson boxed out. There's Ryan Bowen, and he misses the layup. How many layups have the Nuggets missed? A bunch early. Maybe a bit nervous. KeyBank keys to the game. Scott, what have you drawn up?
Well, real easy. Keys to the game: Carr, run, Mel, gel with the new face, and low post game. Figured out. There's the key right there for this team this night.
Carmelo.
And
I got
this season. Maybe Carmelo Anthony is the key.
Well, Anthony on the floor, and for the first time, the new Nicholas Skidishvili. I say new, he's 30 pounds heavier. Good weight. I mean, he has done some weight work with Steve Hess this summer. And Skidishvili traveled.
Okay, now I tell you what, he traveled right there. Hopefully he doesn't get frustrated, keep his head in the game. He just did something in the first 10 seconds of play that he forgot to do in 82 games last year, and that's post up.
Yeah. And he's going to play the big forward. You know, we, again, watched a lot of practice, watched him play some games in the preseason. He has a greater confidence just because the body he has now, Scott.
Yeah.
I mean, he was a 18-year-old kid last year, 19-year-old kid.
Well, he was lifting, you know, the first couple weeks this offseason with Steve Hess, and he kept wanting to put ice on his arm. And he told Steve, I'm swelling. And Steve said, no, those are muscles.
Exactly. 2020, this is how the game started. Both teams couldn't score to begin. And we played almost 2 minutes in the second quarter without any points.
Key with the running team, you may not get anything done early. You got to stay with it because eventually San Antonio is going to tire out.
It may have looked like a travel. It's not. It's just a jump stop. And the shot doesn't go. Elson and Rose battle for it, and it'll go to Denver. Both teams have missed shots ordinarily you would assume that you make.
Well, like I said early in the game, Denver has gotten a number of shots in the paint. If you're the coaching staff, you say, okay, hey, we're getting shots. We're getting great shots. We're not making them right now. That's a little concern, but if they keep getting them, they will.
Here's Skeeta. Good release. Good result.
Tell you what, he's got an opportunity. He's going to get some playing time because of the work on the body, the work on the game. You want him to have a little success because you know he's a good kid.
Great kid.
You want him to have some success. If he does, he can help this team. He can be a little X factor.
John Barry with the steal. Here's Boykins. Gets a little screen, and Boykins shot off. And then just a bumping foul. I don't know why that one was called.
Skeeta made a mistake on that break. He wanted to set a high pick and roll for Boykins just before that. But here's that play before. Nice offensive move, I believe. Step back out, spot up. And last year, here's what I like about that. That was 16, 17 feet. Last year would have been a three.
Here's Boykins. He caused a turnover. He lays it up at the other end. Skidishvili the assist. And Denver's up 24-20. Boykins up on Carter. How'd you like that? Trying to dribble against Earl Boykins. Turkoglu, and he is fouled. Who'd they get? They got Anthony. That's number 3. And Jeff Vizdela quickly looks down the bench. And it may be a limited time on the floor for Carmelo Anthony in the first half with 8:48 to go in the second quarter. He has bought his third. So Carmelo Anthony picks up his third. The Nuggets lead at 24-20. Last night, a great night at Pepsi Center as Patrick Waugh's jersey was lofted to the rafters next to his good friend Ray Bork. And this place almost turned upside down again. Final opportunity for Avalanche faithful to shout wah, wah, wah. It was a special night, and the Avalanche took care of business, beating Calgary 4-2. Turkoglu with 7 early points. Nuggets now have Boykins out there with Rashawn Leonard, John Barry, Marcus Camby, who dies on the floor, Nicholas Skidishvili. And they're going to jump it up. Tim Duncan back out there. It'll be Duncan and Camby. Rose, Turkoglu, Carter, and Bowen join Duncan on the floor for the San Antonio Spurs. 24-21 Denver, 8:45 to go in the second.
Barry about ready to grab that tip, and Camby with a second effort kind of knocked it away from him. San Antonio retains possession.
Carter gets inside. Skeetishvili knocks it out of bounds, but another opportunity again for San Antonio.
Let me tell you, that's as hard as Skeeta has gone to the basket in 2 years either. I'm telling you, a different player, and you can already see it just in how physically he is playing in these first few minutes of his first game this year.
He was embarrassed by last year, and he has a great work ethic, as demonstrated by the added 30 pounds. In fact, Steve Hess had to kick him out of the weight room some days. Marcus Camby pulls down the miss. So Skeetishvili, he's still just a kid. I mean, last year really should have been, what, a senior in high school?
Yeah, something like that.
Camby, back of the iron, and the poor shooting for both teams continues. The Nuggets at 30%. The Spurs just a notch above 25%.
The one thing I've noticed so far by Denver anyway, some of their players, especially the bigger players, not ready to shoot the ball when they get it.
Boykins finds Leonard. Here's John Barry. And the weak side board to Ron Mercer.
We'll see how physical Skeetishvili has become. He's playing against a real physical guy underneath right now in Rhodes.
They lay off Carter. They're going to give him plenty of shots if he takes them. He's not a real good perimeter shooter. Boykins racing down the floor. Good luck trying to beat him. And he is fearless. He will go up with the trees. Earl Boykins, coast to coast.
The one thing he can do at his size is use his body to protect the basketball and finish on the break.
You know what else, Scott? Because of his size, he's always had something to prove. Boykins gives the Nuggets a 5-point lead.
With about 7 minutes to go in the half, the Nuggets are leading the defending champs 26-21. Hello, everyone. I'm Sandy Williams, and right after the game on the Rocky Mountain Sports Report, our Fox spoke is Melo, where it all began. I'll take you back to Baltimore, where it all started. Also, we'll hit the gridiron. Defense sticks by offense. We'll take you out to Dove Valley, and of course, we will talk about the Patriots game coming up this Monday night, and Denver's favorite son, Dan Graham, will return home. But again, coming up tonight after the games, folks, you don't want to miss this. I had a chance to hang out with some of Carmelo's friends and family members in Baltimore over the weekend, and it's a very touching story, a family that has stuck together through trials and tribulations, and a place that many of us have only seen on television, so we can't wait to bring it to you guys. But for now, let's get it back to the guys. Courtside, Scott and Drew.
All right, Sandy, thank you very much. We'll look forward to that story on Carmelo and growing up in the Baltimore area. Carmelo with 3 fouls, sitting down right now. He had 4 early points, but unfortunately, Carmelo's been on the floor for just 10 minutes.
3 straight plays now for San Antonio going into 21, trying to get Tim Duncan started. 2 fouls in the first quarter for Tim.
And Duncan misses. Camby can't control the rebound. Mercer connects. I mean, if you end up with the 3 or 4 opportunities, even if you're not shooting well, you're bound to finally hit. After missing their first 11 in the quarter, they finally do connect. Not this time for Leonard. Ginobili has it.
Oh, great pass by Ginobili. Great job of running right down the middle of the floor by Tim Duncan. Denver not really any structure as of yet to their fast break.
Seconds to shoot it. Leonard from 16, not there. Skeetishvili pounds the boards. Camby, did he walk? Or did he get fouled? Or no, jump ball. All right. Outside official, Gary Zielinski, emphatically indicating that it's a jump ball.
Watch this fast break right here. Ginobili gets the rebound. Watch him play. Boykins is going to mess with him, but watch. He plays with the ball. Everybody watches him. Skeetishvili goes to sleep. Marcus Camby's not running with his man. And Duncan gets the easy layup. Great pass, great vision, though, by Ginobili.
Robert Horry comes in. Last 7 years, Horry with the Los Angeles Lakers. Championships seem to follow Horry. He's got 5 rings in 11 seasons. A couple with Houston, 3 with the Lakers. Turkoglu and Camby will jump it up. We think. This is like one of those hockey face-offs where they won't drop the puck. And I guess it was out of bounds off of Barry. And it'll go to San Antonio.
See, the jump goes up. Barry does hit it, tries to get the foul, and Ginobili. Here's the one thing Denver's got to do. They got to keep their composure, keep their head into it. In the first 20 games a year, they're going to get absolutely no calls. And when officials learn how hard they're going to play, they're going to turn minds around.
Well, they did it last year with far less talent. They won publications. To give you an idea what kind of job Jeff Bzdelic did, they had 17 upsets last year. Tap the basket for Nene. His first bucket of the game.
Got to get Nene started as well. We've really been focused on Carmelo Anthony, who's on the bench now with foul trouble and everything. But here's another guy that they've got to get. All rookie team type of player. He had a chance at Rookie of the Year, but he's battling. And that's where I think he can earn a living for a lot of years inside. Got away maybe with a little veteran travel on the pivot, but you know what? You got to get him 31 inside battling.
Yeah, he's another guy that's gotten stronger. I mean, he was pretty strong last year. He played in the 253 range weight-wise. He's 260 to start this season. Good-looking 260. He was much better in the preseason from the free throw line. I mean, this is his first attempt of the regular season. 28-27. Horry fading. And the rebound to Camby. Marcus has been active. Here's Andre Miller. He should be well rested. Miller up and in with the left hand.
Nice penetration. Nene on the break may want to learn to just stop at the dotted line and seal somebody high. A great job of body control of Andre Miller. I think he's 3 for 3 now.
You know what? Good defense by Bashan Leonard on that transition, also slowing down Ginobili.
That's what I'm talking about. Miller's going to take a break right here. Watch Nene out in front. He's going to stop right there. He clears the lane. That kind of gives an alley in one sense of Miller, but if he also stops, you also may have a quick rub screen for Miller too.
Ron Mercer with his second hoop. 30-29 Denver, 4:38 to go in the first half. Marcus Camby already with 11 rebounds. Miller leads Denver in scoring. He's got 7. He feeds Nene. Taking it to Duncan, and he didn't quite get the roll. I'd run that again. Get Duncan his 3rd foul here in the first half. Look out, Horry just ran unimpeded down the lane.
And that's 2 layups that San Antonio's gotten, and you got to give that to Marcus Camby. Marcus Camby, we saw a while ago, Duncan just kind of stopped running. Thought Skeetishvili was going to take his man. You can't assume someone's going to pick up. You got to sprint to the basket. Someone's got somebody covered. Then I fade out to the 3-point line and find somebody else to guard. Marcus has kind of slowed down and stopped 2 different plays about the free throw line. San Antonio keeps pushing it, and they've got layups. I don't have the stat from you, but I'll bet you San Antonio's got every bit as many fast break points as the Denver Nuggets.
Little trap in the backcourt. And Miller trying to beat it himself. Here's Leonard, left alone from 19 feet. And good hustle by Camby. His 12th rebound. Denver down by 1. And a foul on Horry. So they go back to Nene. And Horry commits the foul, his second.
Horry in his younger days, kind of a shot blocker, good post defender, can step out and shoot the 3. But as he's gotten older, I don't think he gets up like he used to. Nene can take advantage of him inside.
Good looking free throw. Take a look at our Coors Light League leaders. We flash back to last year. Tracy McGrady led the league in scoring, better than 32 a game. Ben Wallace led the league in rebounding, and Jason Kidd, at 8.9 assists a game, was the top giver.
So you had T-Mac, J. Kidd, B. Wall,
Well, you know, the first two works. B-Wall didn't work.
Ben Wallace is too big of a blue-collar worker, man.
Man, is he tough?
Yeah, you don't give him a nickname like B-Wall.
Mercer, no go. Miller has the rebound. Now Denver trying to push the pace again against Mercer, and Mercer got the block. And which way? It'll be Denver basketball.
You wonder why Andre Miller able to shoot 56% in the preseason for the Nuggets this year. He hadn't taken anything outside the little blue lane, has he?
He's three for 4 tonight.
Yeah, that was his only miss, and probably should be shooting free throws. First straight time into Nene.
And they have Ori on him because they want to keep Duncan without his third. And a foul. So, you know what? Nene is so strong, he's going to get himself to the line. Last year, Scott at 58% in his rookie year. In the preseason, he shot 72%. The Nuggets have many assistant coaches, and that's the way things work in today's NBA. And one of their assistants is a free throw guru in Chip England. And he has worked quite a bit with Nene from the line.
Yeah, he's improved his game, and we've said it last year. He gets up over 70%. He's going to average now 4 or 5 points a game.
And there is, behind John McLeod, Chip England. And there's AD, Adrian Dantley. Scotty Brooks also on the coaching staff this year. You know what? Nuggets have a pretty good basketball team with their assistant coaches.
Yeah.
Denver by 3, 34-31. Bowen to Duncan. And Tim's jump hook no good. Gets the offensive rebound, and he misses that one. Can't be another rebound. Duncan's down on the floor at the other end, and Ginobili commits a foul.
Yeah, and Duncan lucky on 2 plays. One jumping into, I think, Nene. No call, gets his rebound, and then going for the offensive rebound, goes over the back of somebody. Remember, he's playing with 2 fouls right now. Miller just gets it out of the pile and goes, and the beauty about that, if you get a guy like Miller and let him average 4, 5, 6 rebounds a game, he's an instant fast break.
I think Jeff Vizdelik's going to go to the double dose of point guards here, Scott. And Miller is a good free throw shooter, misses. Boykins is coming in for Barry. So for the final 3:23, you'll have Boykins and Miller. That's what Greg Popovich has to deal with from a San Antonio perspective. Camby up front for Sean Leonard. Now a small forward, and Nene.
It's kind of fun watching players. San Antonio calls a play. Denver's turn around yelling to the bench what the play is. Jeff is telling them, here's what they're going to run. 3 years ago, when players would do that, you'd see the shoulder shrug on the bench.
Well, Billy Branch, the Nuggets lead scout, he was in San Antonio last night. Billy does a great job. Duncan misses again, out of bounds. Denver basketball, all throws.
Duncan used to getting fouls on those shots. He's a little disgusted with the official.
He's had some good looks, but Tim Duncan, the reigning MVP the last 2 years, is just 2 of 9, and Denver has a 4-point lead late in the second. 35-31, the Nuggets leading by 4. Late stages, quarter number 2. Nuggets have a tough road to begin the season. They're playing the world champs tonight. Tomorrow they go to Houston, and of course the Rockets are opening their new facility tomorrow night. And then Saturday home to Sacramento, one of the top teams in the league. Tuesday they're at Indiana, and then they play back-to-back against the Cleveland Cavaliers, and that will be the home opener for LeBron James and the Cavaliers. We'll have that game for you. And then it's home to the Clippers. Carmelo Anthony and LeBron James, their first meeting early in the campaign.
Carmelo kind of will sit out the last 2:59, 3 fouls.
Yeah, he was saying, Scott, he was kind of surprised during the preseason because he has studied the NBA. And he said, I know rookies don't get calls, though in the preseason he seemed to get calls. Didn't happen in the first half.
It was in the preseason.
Yeah.
You know, San Antonio into a zone. 1-2-2.
And Camby finds Vashawn Leonard. And look at Andre Miller going upstairs. And then it is tapped in by Camby.
Nice job by Miller keeping the ball alive. Does not fall in, but it gets everybody staring up at the rim, and Marcus Camby taps in Andre Miller's miss. Great effort by the guard.
Duncan. And it still won't go for Tim Duncan. And it is saved by Camby. He's been everywhere. Marcus Camby has been sensational in the first half. Here's Boykins on a drive. Boykins past Mercer in deep. Now Miller drives, and Miller loses it out of bounds. 9 on the shot clock. Denver will hold on.
Tell you what, low scoring first half. You want and expected Denver to maybe be up around the 50 mark each half. But this has been a bruising game.
The reason is, and defense has something to do with it, a lot of contested shots, but both teams shooting below 30%. That's why we're in the 30s right now.
Well, but think about Duncan. 30 games from now, how many free throws is he going to shoot just in the last 2 or 3 minute sequence? Probably 8. Yeah. Miller's probably going to get another 4 free throws in some drives that he has made. Officials are letting both teams play.
Duncan sits down 2 of 10. Boykins out of the corner, and Camby. Marcus Camby has 16 rebounds in the first half. Are you kidding me? There's a steal by Ginobili. And Miller, he got his feet set. That's a charge.
See, and that's doing a little homework by Andre Miller. Ginobili does not want to pass the basketball. See, he breaks out in hives if he has to. 4th or 5th time we've seen him on the break on that left side in this half, and he has not passed it yet. Nice job, Andre.
And there's a guy who's a wonderful coach in Salt Lake City right now. The big old grin on his face. That's Rick Majerus, because when you play at Utah, the University of Utah, you play defense, and Andre Miller can D up.
Of course, Rick Majerus, who you're talking about, is probably going to say, Andre, you got to get your knees bent just a little bit more, though. Zone's kind of baffling Denver right now.
Can be a lot of contact, no whistle. Nuggets got to get one up. They do not. And another shot clock violation. Man, it's been a slugfest. 37-31.
I'm telling you, there has been, in both ways, and what you got to do as a player, adjust. Okay, if they're calling nitpicky calls, okay, I got to back off another half step from my man. If they're letting us bruise, when you go to the basket, you can't go in there expecting to bail out for a layup to get free throws. You got to go in strong. And that'll be talked about, I guarantee, at halftime. Get into the basket strong if, in fact, these officials are going to continue to let both teams play.
Ron Mercer, that mid-range jumper is good. 37-33, inside a minute to play.
Denver really kind of got stationary in the half-court offense. And there's 5 again.
And the zone is affecting the Nuggets, and this is on Nene. He got tied up with Mercer. That's 2 on Nene.
Screen right here trying to roll. Well, there's our first bad call, I can officially say on the air. Not sure what the official saw. Then he just rolling and got tripped and pushed by Mercer.
I know that's not the last time you're going to say that this year, though. Mercer's spinning, no go, and Ori gets the rebound, and that'll count. A foul on Camby. 2 on Camby. And now the Spurs can draw within 1.
Still a fine line for Denver as far as when you can rest mentally. And with 25.8 seconds to go, you can't run the risk of kind of just sitting and watching and expecting somebody else to do. Marcus has done a nice job getting rebounds today, 16 already in this first half. But you can't sit and watch. He's not happy with the call. I think a pretty good call by the official.
So the veteran out of Alabama, Robert Ori, at the line. A reminder, for more on tonight's game, look for Chris Thomason's story in tomorrow's Rocky Mountain News. 1 second differential between the two clocks. He's got to go up. Boykin knocks it down with .8 left on the clock. And a steal, and flipping it over his head, a la Rocky, is Nene. So the Nuggets will head to the locker room up 39-36 on the San Antonio Spurs. You're watching Fox Sports Net, your home for Nuggets basketball all season long. Now let's get it to the studio. The Chevy Halftime Report with Mark Soisher. Mark? Carmelo Anthony, a little bit of foul trouble in the first half. The Nuggets lead 39-36 at the break. Sandy Williams with assistant coach T.R. Dunn. Sandy?
Thanks, guys. You guys are up by 3 points here at the half, but I'm sure that you would like to stretch that out a little bit. Marcus Camby talked about the fouls, but I guess with the defending champs, that's what you can expect.
Well, it was a hard-fought first half. I thought both teams played extremely hard. Neither team shot very well, but you know, it was a tough contest. Hopefully we can keep our defense strong and be able to make a few shots in the second half.
All eyes were on Carmelo Anthony, Raiders' first half as an NBA player.
Well, you know, Carmelo's he had an okay first half. He can be much better, but, you know, night in and night out, he's going to go against tough defenders, and Bruce Bowen is one of the toughest defenders in our league, so he's going to be faced with that each and every game, but I'm thinking, you know, he's going to live up to the challenge. He's a tough kid and a talented player.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Dunn. And Mr. Dunn knows just a little bit about defense. Let's get it back courtside.
Well, Carmelo pulls down a defensive rebound, gets the break started. Here's Vashon for three. A little bit short. There's Nene inside. Laying it up and in.
Only second rebound of the game for Nene. Both of them on the offensive end. See if he can try to take advantage inside of his strength with his strength.
Ginobili misses again. Weak sideboard. Carmelo Anthony. Miller trying to break down the defense. And no call. Here's Mercer. And he challenges the shot blocker. Camby. Bad idea. Anthony. Vashon Leonard. Vashon up and in with the layup. That's the court sense that Carmelo Anthony has. The question always with a guy, does he make other players better? Anthony can score, but he also makes his teammates better.
Yeah, I agree 100%, and he's an interesting guy, still a rookie, and he's going to make rookie mistakes. He's going to have tough games, going to have great games. You almost envision, as he gets older, and that's a travel. Oh, they're calling a foul. You almost envision Anthony being able to run a little point by the time his career is over.
Yeah, you bet. You bet.
Nice job defensively. One-on-one. Mercer crossing over. Going to go up the right. Boom. Blocked by Camby. Nene dishes out to Anthony. Little bounce pass. Good hesitation by Leonard. The easy layup.
The foul was on Camby. Now we got some clock problems. That's why we have a stoppage right now. Duke Callahan is the lead official tonight, going over talking to Greg Popovich. Now, Pop, who's short tonight, Tony Parker won't play till Saturday with a left ankle sprain. Shane Heel, another guard off the bench from Australia, he has a lower back problem. He's not with the club. And now Anthony Carter, who was the backup point guard with Speedy Claxton now in Portland, he's done for the rest of the night. We've been told he has patellar tendonitis. So that's why Mercer's out there with Ginobili. They don't really have a true point guard.
And turnover by the non-true point guard, Ginobili. Nice shot by Nene.
Miller challenging, count the basket. Andre Miller just climbed right over Ginobili.
Now, Ginobili trying to get a little payback from the first half and take a charge on Miller, but watch where he finishes. Little safety play there by Nene, interception. Miller, watch where Ginobili is, kind of in the lane, and then he kind of backed out and didn't take the full charge.
And Ginobili, the starting two guard, just bought his fourth, Scott, so they really have backcourt problems now.
See, that's a charge maybe in some other place, some other venue, but in the NBA, you can't turn and just kind of fade out of it.
Yeah, this is the thing about Andre Miller. Andre Miller quietly scores points, quietly hands out assists. There's nothing
Quietly
really flashy.
leads the team.
Right, there's nothing flashy about him. It's just at the end of the night, you say, you know what? He's got 17 points, 10 assists, and 6 rebounds. That's a pretty good night. Turkoglu gives it up. Mercer's jump shot, no good. And it's batted around, and it comes to Duncan.
Well, I tell you what, this team with Turkoglu, Mercer, guys that really look for themselves, they're forgetting about the MVP of the league right there, 21.
Turkoglu misses. And which way? It's going to stay with San Antonio. They're crashing the glass. Nuggets enjoying their biggest lead, 46-36. 10:01 to go, third quarter.
Starovich can do that for you. He can bang the glass.
The Spurs guy shooting 25% for the game.
If Denver will continue to push the tempo, run the basketball, they'll wear San Antonio out of this game.
Miller will get his own miss, and he's going to stay with it. Andre leaves it short, and who touched it last? Off of Denver.
Andre just wore himself out. Got a little comment from Voshon Leonard and Carmelo Anthony. Ball just kept popping to him. He just couldn't get it into the basket.
Another note from the first half. Camby 16 rebounds in the first half, ties a team record. Tumbo did it a couple of times. Ron Mercer, he has 8. Check it, that's 10 now for Mercer.
Inside.
Here's Carmelo, quick spin on Bowen. Take that.
That's a catch. Bowen, as you heard E.R. Dunn talk about at halftime, one of the best defenders in the league. He wasn't ready for the quick move by Carmelo Anthony.
Everybody who played against him in the preseason said he's the real deal. Right past Bowen, one of the best defenders of small forwards in the game. Denver Nuggets basketball on Fox Sports Net is brought to you by Bridgestone Tires, advanced technology that gives you a grip on the future. And by your Colorado Chevy dealers, who invite you to test drive the new Chevy cars and trucks. Inside Pepsi Center, Jeff Bzdelik's team leading by 10, and there's a steal by Andre Miller. Carmelo Anthony was ahead of the field. Bowen did get back just in time.
Well, if the secondary runner would have come on the weak side, they would have got a layup. See, running's not always about the initial push or the initial wing guy. It's that second, third, fourth guy coming down the lane.
Anthony wants the basketball. Good cut by Leonard, and he got fouled. It's on Turkoglu. Good find by Andre Miller. And now let's find Sandy Williams. Sandy.
Well, Drew, during that timeout, Jeff Bzdelik praised his troops for nursing this lead that they have, but he also told them they're tired. They played last night, and we need to run their, I'm going to say posteriors out of here, but he chose another noun to use, so I'll just leave it at that, guys.
He didn't say posterior, huh?
No, that was not the choice of word. In fact, there is not even a letter in posterior that starts with the word that he chose. So I'll let you do the math.
I'm with you.
Were I on radio as opposed to television, I would say something. But we talked about it just a while ago. And San Antonio looks like one of those teams. You may not be able to wear them out in the first, second, even early third quarter, but you will if you continue to run.
Can be. Rebound number 17. You're right, Scott. Here come the Nuggets on the move. 4-on-3 break. That's a great feed. That is a great feed. Didn't result in a basket, but that is a great feed by Andre Miller.
He just waited. May have got a little bit of too much loft on it. Threw off Nene's timing, but another layup Denver has missed.
And now Camby. The hold on Duncan. That's 4 on Marcus.
We just said a while ago, the second, third, and fourth guy. 1, 2, 3. Here comes Nene, the fourth guy. Miller waits. See, a little bit high. Nene caught it clean. Should have been able to make it. But he's the fourth runner, and I'm telling you, that's the guys that get layups. Well, I don't know how that ball did not go in.
San Antonio 1 of 9 in the quarter. The Nuggets have hit half their shots. Camby out. Francisco Elson in. Turkoglu, and he got the red carpet treatment.
The low-lay defense there by Anthony.
Look at Andre Miller. All of a sudden, he's getting in deep every possession. Carmelo looking to take Bowen. And what do we have? A trip.
Personal foul on number 12, Bruce Bowen of the Spurs, his second personal.
The most impressive story for me, and you were there when we heard it, Drew, in training camp, was before they played Phoenix and Sean Marion the first preseason game, and Carmelo going to coach and say, listen, I want to film on this guy. I don't know veterans that have ever done that in the preseason, let alone a rookie. He had a great game. Good move there by Nene.
It tells you something about Anthony.
I agree 100%.
10 points for Nene. 10 points, 3 rebounds. Here's Nesterovic trying to back down Nene. That's an air ball, and Elson has the rebound. Looking for a guard. Finding one in Leonard. Carmelo going up reverse. It's blocked by Duncan, and then
Nene
let's get into it a little bit with Carmelo.
Well, when Carmelo penetrated where in the basket, the scorer's always going to think scores when he got his feet in the paint. Then he's saying, look, kick it out. I got 12-footer right here. Now, he said in a different language. Carmelo, however, not happy. He understood that language.
That's right.
So the bilingual Carmelo Anthony.
That's right. There's a universal language in sports.
Yeah. Hands out, palms up. I want the ball.
I want the rock.
Yeah.
I was open.
Translates in a lot of languages.
51-40, 6:55 to go, third quarter. Nuggets plus 11 on the scoreboard.
I'll tell you what I like so far in this game. Now, San Antonio's missed some easy shots as well. But Denver defensively is getting after people. There's a deflection there.
That's one thing that I don't think will change with that guy as the head coach.
Yeah.
I mean, Jeff Bzdelik, first, last, and in between, thinks defense. And the Nuggets, as bad as they were offensively last year, Scott, we did most of their games. They D'd you up.
Nelson down with a little push low on Duncan. Duncan not bringing the A game in this one.
Good decision by Carmelo. Don't force it. The offense will come to you. That shot a little bit short. Bowen has it. The Miller miss.
That time I thought Carmelo should have rolled to the basket. Might have had a layup. Can't always look for the jump shot.
And a travel called on Ron Mercer. So another San Antonio turnover. If the Nuggets could just put together a little bit of a run, they could blow this thing up to 20 quick on San Antonio. They are right.
Here's another thing. Talked about the defense, and you mentioned with Jeff in charge, they're going to play some defense. I know it's the first game, got 81 after this. Denver's taking a couple punches to the mouth. They haven't backed down. Last couple of years, you punch Denver in the mouth and they back down.
And there's a turnover. Barry against Turkoglu. And Turkoglu misses. That sums up the night for San Antonio.
Second and third runners are not breaking the plane of the free throw line. Everybody's kind of running on the first initial run, going right to the free throw line and stop.
Anthony goes through, and Nene fires the jumper, no good. Duncan the rebound. You don't want to allow San Antonio to hang around, and you don't want this guy to get going because you know at some point he will. They're going to, no, on the floor. I thought for a moment they were going to count that basket. The foul's on Francisco Elson.
Duncan just 3 of 13. Hey fans, do the Denver Nuggets have a deal for you? Come down to Pepsi Center for King Soopers Pepsi Youth Night when kids 14 and under get a free with a paid adult. When kids 14 and under get in free with a paid adult. The next Youth Night, November 7th against the Clippers. Come see Carmelo, Nene, Bowen, Boykins, and the rest of the team work overtime. Youth Nights, incredible deal. 303-405-1111 or Ticketmaster.com.
That's just an air ball from Malik Rose. 12 feet away. Heard somebody in the crowd yelling, hey, I could do that. 51-40 with 5 minutes to go in the third. Shot clock at 6.
Nice pass.
Great hands by Anthony. He's going to go up again. He's fouled. Carmelo Anthony with great hands to catch the pass. And then it's amazing. Some guys have this knack, Scott. You played with some guys that they always get their own shot if they miss.
Now, this is a great pass though right here. And then you're right, great catch. Another missed layup. It just missed the layup, but it stays with it, gets the foul. And Carmelo, I don't know if they're really mad at each other or just competing. But a great pass, better catch, and great effort by Carmelo Anthony.
Chris Anderson will come in, and Nene will check out. So it's Anderson, Elson, Carmelo Anthony, Earl Boykins, John Barry on the floor for Denver. Turkoglu, Duncan, Bowen, Rose, and Ginobili back in there with 4 fouls. 7 points for Carmelo Anthony. 3 of 9 from the floor. He has 6 rebounds. Denver with their biggest lead. They're up a dozen. Rose drives and another air ball.
Rose does such a good job. He's so strong in his upper body that he does a good job of really just kind of keeping you away from him with that off arm, and still strong enough to get a shot up to the basket.
Average 10.5 points, 6.5 rebounds last year, career highs. Duncan will do that all day if you leave him. Just 8 points for Tim Duncan. He's averaged 23 a game in his great career, which is in just his 7th season. Anthony against Bowen. Nuggets clear out up top, 5 to shoot it. Anthony loses, Bowen goes up, and he missed a layup.
Got to get back on defense now.
Duncan nearly lost it, bringing it up the floor. Boy, everything was right about the move. They just didn't finish it. And on Bowen, Carmelo Anthony drawing the offensive foul on Bruce Bowen away from the basketball.
And Bowen does such a great job of kind of moving the arm. You see him kind of grabbing, pulls him through. He got a foul. In fact, Anthony's first foul of the game was similar type of a play. Spot up shooter.
John Barry sizes it up. Nothing but the cords. It's a 3. 55-42 Denver.
Turkoglu is coming out of that pileup. He had gone to the ground, limping and grimacing right now, holding his right thigh.
Good help by Anderson. Duncan misses. Duncan gets the rebound, lays it in. I mean, they're making Tim Duncan work.
Yeah, Duncan does as good a job in this league of following a missed shot.
Not a good decision by Anderson. Fortunately, it ends up in Denver's hands.
Not a good decision by Elson, giving it to Anderson at the top of the key.
5 to shoot it. Here's a cut by Barry. And John tried to go off glass. Instead, he got the side of the backboard. Inside 3 minutes to go. Turkoglu and a foul on Francisco Elson. We'll take a break. 55-44 Denver. 2:54 to go, quarter number 3. The opener from Pepsi Center. Yeah, give the Nuggets a call. I don't think you'll be disappointed. 303-405-1212, the number for ticket information. Denver leading the world champions 55-44. Tim Duncan in the basketball game has been held to 10 points. The Spurs as a unit have been held to 8 points in this 3rd quarter. And the Nuggets will sit Carmelo Anthony down. He's got 7. They'll have Skeetish-Vili, Anderson, and Ryan Bowen up front. John Barry, Earl Boykin in the backcourt. The Nuggets have played 11 here on opening night. The only player not to play, Rodney White. Turkoglu at the line.
Now Denver set up. You've got Bowen in one corner, Barry in the other, down on the other end. Make or miss. See if Denver doesn't try to get it and really push the pace up a made free throw.
Turkoglu, leading scorer in the game with 13. Here's the zone. Boykins Trying to find a hole in it.
One way to try to stop down runs.
Good looking shot and the roll. Skeetis flashes and he gets the roll.
And softer touch than we saw all of last year. He was sued all around the NBA for abuse to rims. For the 2 shots we've seen today, really nice soft touches.
Is that a misdemeanor or a felony?
Watch this right here. We saw this in the last play as out there made free throw. Here's what I want you to watch. Watch Earl Boykins right there. Watch where he goes. Okay, stop right there if you can. Look where he catches the basketball. He comes out in this area. No one's going to guard him, and he takes it up the floor. That's how you start a break, even on a made basket. The key is you go to the free throw line extended. No one's there defending you. You start increasing that distance from the inbound passer.
Doug Moe has always been, obviously, an advocate of the running game, but there's a misnomer. Some people think you can only run after a missed shot. You can run after a made shot.
It's tougher to run after a made shot, but you can do it, okay? Now, San Antonio knows Earl's in the game, and think back to this game when San Antonio's gone to a zone defense. It's when Earl Boykins is in the game. And they're trying to limit the effectiveness of having to find somebody in transition.
And they get an open look for Skeeta. He knocks it down again. He's got a half dozen. Denver by 11, 59-48. Inside 2 minutes to go in the third quarter. You know, last year when you threw a zone at the Nuggets, they just didn't have any shooters. I mean, there was no one who was going to make a shot, at least consistently. There's a steal by Bowen doing his thing. Here's Boykins. A little pull-up in transition. Nothing but the cords. 8 for Earl Boykins.
Good way to finish a quarter, starting to put a little pressure on San Antonio. Hey, Skeet has made a couple shots. We were talking about that. We talked about his strength. Watch underneath the basket. This is what Rose. Watch him battling Rose. Watch this right here. Look at him. Ball's going to swing. Watch these guys battle. These guys are pushing. Skeet is, look, when did you ever see last year Skeet getting into a guy's face and not backing down?
You know, you go back to the old, I'm not calling him a 90-pound weakling. This is for
he
the
was
story.
a 90-pound weakling last year.
I'll let you do it. But you know what? You get sand kicked in your face, you're a kid. All of a sudden, you go to the weight room, you feel a lot better about yourself.
Well, and I tell you what, you told the story earlier. He was in the weight room. Give him some credit. He knew he had to work on something. He worked on his game also. He, as you said, was embarrassed the way he played. Guess what? He's going to try to change it.
Bowen goes into the mezzanine section. Here's Mercer at the other end. And he has it blocked by Skeetishvili. And there's Bowen out of the mezzanine section, back on the floor. Boykins. Here's Anderson leaning in.
Chris Anderson, thinking he's going to have contact, he never even tried to finish the shot. He just collapsed like a folding chair when he got to the basket.
That was a walk on Mercer. Skeetishvili, almost another steal. Instead, they call a foul.
Now, getting physical, that's okay. But how about Ryan Bowen? Saves it, tries to save it. He is laying. All I can see of is the back of his Nike tennis shoes. They say, no, he's getting the recovery down the other end.
Malik Rose at the line. Nuggets by 11. Malik has 4 points in the game, all from the line. He's 0 for 4 from the floor. 52 ticks left in the third quarter.
How do you not just keep a guy and love a guy like Ryan Bowen? Never going to be a star. But he's the heart of this team, I think.
Anderson right back to Boykins. Ball screen on Turkoglu. Boykins giving away 15 inches to Turkoglu. Anderson, wild shot. Skeetishvili lost it, and Anderson got it back. Shot's got to go up and in. Oh, John Barry looked like his dad Rick threw it up underhand from the free throw line.
Hey, talk about court presence. Great shot, whatever you want to say. John Barry knew there was only 1 second on the shot clock. How about Chris Anderson getting on the floor to give John Barry the opportunity to make that shot?
This is that work in overtime that the crowd really appreciates. Turkoglu for 3, way short. Rebound to Bowen, 5 seconds to go. Boykins was ahead of everybody, but the steal by Rose, that's good if it lands in the hoop. It does not. And the Nuggets do a little damage on the world champs in the third quarter. 63-51. They'll take a 12-point lead to the final chapter at Pepsi Center. You're watching Fox Sports Net, your home for Nuggets basketball all season long. Pepsi Center, the spot tonight, as it was last night, with Patrick Waugh's jersey going up in the rafters tonight. The Nuggets opening the 2003-2004 season. Much anticipated. Jeff Bzdelik's club starting the fourth quarter with a 12-point lead. Drew Goodman, Scott Hastings, Sandy Williams. And Denver will have the basketball. Skeetishvili, Anderson, Bowen, Barry, and Boykins remain on the floor. It's Mercer, Rose, Ginobili, Ori, and Bowen, a small lineup for San Antonio.
Skeeta turned his back, missed John Barry coming through the lane. Don't turn your back to the basket.
Skeeta gets one off. He had to get it up quickly. Anderson missed his follow dunk.
Sometimes you just got to tip it. Chris wants to dunk everything. Not a bad philosophy, but sometimes you just got to tip it in.
Yeah, it just needed a fingernail, didn't it?
And if you're going to try to dunk it, quit hanging on the rim and ejecting yourself.
Boykins gets a step. Earl goes up. And the rebound, Malik Rose. Mercer. A dozen for Ron Mercer. Skeetishvili pulls up, not this time. Anderson has the rebound and a foul. And it's on Rose.
Thought that time Skeetishvili, I think, could have dumped it down to Bowen, who was cutting to the basket. Sometimes it's tough to do, and you got to get yourself used to it. It's one thing to do it in practice. It's even one thing to do it in preseason. NBA regular season is a different speed. Different speed.
Denver by 10. Some of the numbers through three quarters. I mean, the Spurs have not shot it well. Obviously, the Nuggets haven't either, 34%. But at the end of the night, if you have more than your opponent, you don't care about that.
Hey, if the Nuggets would have made half of their layups, they would be about 50%. Skeeta's got a roll.
Skeeta got a good look this time. And Mercer off to Ginobili. Don't let San Antonio run back at you. Skeetishvili got it to Bowen. And here's Boykins, 2 on 3. Skeeta down the lane, stops under control. The shot wasn't up. It's gotten a little sloppy, and now Jeff Bzdelik's going to go to his bench, get a couple starters back.
And you don't want to run the risk of Skeeta losing some of that confidence he's gained. He's taking a couple ill-advised shots in a row. The three that he stepped back for, that's him last year, okay? He had a roll to the basket and a dunk. So you may see him come out another more. Hey, Coach, hey, you're doing a good job. Get back under control. You're doing some good things. I guarantee you, everybody be pumping him up on the sideline. I thought the one thing that hurt Skeeta last year was his head.
Carmelo Anthony, Nene back on the floor. Carmelo against Bowen. Leaning in, drawing contact. That's part of his game, Scott, as he gets a reputation. He has one, obviously, because he along with LeBron James, two most celebrated players in this draft, really two most celebrated players coming to the NBA in a long time. He's going to get himself to the line quite a bit.
Well, he shot in 8 games. He shot 49 free throws in 8 games. And really, to be honest, he only played 238 minutes. He's going to get his minutes up around that 37, 42, somewhere in there most nights. And those numbers could really go up.
2 of 4 from the line tonight. Anthony averaged 17.5 in the preseason in 29 minutes.
Yeah.
So as Scott points out, you add 8 or 9 minutes a night, you're talking about a 20-plus point score. Ori, no go, good strong rebound, Nene. And then the turnover, Ginobili. Boy, I mean, San Antonio just can't buy a bucket.
Well, they get to the basket, and whoever gets the ball It's a different San Antonio team than I'm used to. Shoots it. Somebody opened the door on Carmelo.
You know it's windy outside.
I mean, think about San Antonio, how many drive and dishes you've seen. 1, 2 all game. Whoever gets it shoots it.
Or he shoots it. Look at that. With one hand, Nene. And then a sloppy pass. Here's Mercer to Rose. And they still can't score. It's unbelievable. I mean, this is remarkable. The Nuggets almost turn it over again. The Nuggets keep it together. They can win this thing going away. That'll help. An Earl 3.
Somebody on the front row told him to shoot it. He shot it, made it, and turned over to the guy in the front row.
It's a good idea.
Yeah.
11 for Boykins. Denver with their largest lead. They're up 14. Mercer off balance, knocks it down.
Think how many assists San Antonio has gotten. And I know they've missed some shots, but how many extra passes they've made in the last 6 or 7 minutes?
Well, I'm looking at Malik Rose. He's out of gas, Scott. Anthony drives, and the kick out of bounds. 6 on the shot clock. We're going to get a timeout. 8:12 to go in the fourth quarter. Denver leading 67-55. Earl Boykins for 3. You gotta love it. 6 new players on the roster this year for the Nuggets. Tim Duncan is back out there. Boykins pulls up in a crowd, and Nene gets the rebound. With Sean Leonard back on the floor. Elson, Anthony, Nene, and Earl Boykins.
Denver starting to spread that rebounding lead they are enjoying over San Antonio as well.
Off-balance shot by Leonard.
Bad shot.
And Turkoglu trying to hook up with Ginobili. They were on a different page. This is the first time those two are playing together. There's Earl. He's so fast he ran out of his shoes. Melo posting up on Bowen. And he goes to work on him. He can play a little, can he?
I tell you what, he's still a rookie. Not many rookies have led their teams to the promised land. A handful have, but not many. Especially guys that are sophomores in college, eligibility-wise. But he's got a little special in him.
Yeah, he may have a lot of special before all is said and done. He was special for the Orange Men last year as a freshman, leading them to a national championship.
Just a solid move. Post up, gonna look at Bowen, face him, square him, go to the baseline, and then he's got that quick acceleration from on the floor to the basket is pretty good.
10 points for Carmelo Anthony and 6 rebounds. Let's check in with Sandy.
Drew, if you recall coming down the court after that last bucket, Carmelo Anthony pointed behind the bench, and he was pointing at his mother, Mary, affectionately known as Miss Mary back in Baltimore. She is here for the night, and of course, a very, very proud mother. And of course, again, another promo. We'll have their story tonight, right after the game on the Rocky Mountain Sports Report. Guys?
All right, thanks, Sandy. There is Carmelo's mom. She's got to be awfully proud.
She had the chance to see her son dunk it, and Vashon trying to make a direct pass instead of just kind of leading Anthony out on the floor. He was out in front of everybody.
Nuggets by 14. Boykins, and it's blocked by Duncan, who rolled over. Turkoglu steps back, three-point line. And Ori saves it. Turkoglu has it. There's another rebound for Camby and a loose ball foul. It's against San Antonio. Camby has 18 rebounds in the game. For more on tonight's game, look for Chris Thomason's story in tomorrow's Rocky Mountain News. Andre Miller back in. Earl hear it from the crowd. Boykins to the bench. Boykins, 11 points in 24 minutes. And some of the folks getting on their feet, giving a little standing O. You know, I love Junior Harrington. I know you do too.
Yeah,
what a
guy.
wonderful story, and I hope he hooks up in this league, and I think he will, because there's a place for him. But if you think about it, the two starters in the backcourt for a good portion of the season last year did not make the Nuggets roster this year. That's Junior Harrington, another great kid, Vincent Yarbrough.
Yeah, two of them really good guys, and two of them I think will have a future somewhere. Vincent's he's got all the tools in the body for this league. Just got to get his head and get his confidence up. And Junior's work ethic will allow him to play in this league.
Camby stabs at it. I think it's off Ginobili. It is. 4 on the shot clock.
Tell you, watching the Nuggets bench, not only do the coaches get into it, talking to guys what to do, keep an eye on John Barry down on the end of the bench. I mean, he's up being a leader. We talked about in the preseason, this guy's got a chance to be a leader of this team.
Miller knows he's got to get one up. He gets a great look, too. Off the glass, Andre Miller beats the buzzer. 71-55 Denver. And foul on Ginobili. That's a turnover. That's 5 on Ginobili. So he joins Bruce Bowen with 5 fouls.
You got 4 seconds on the shot clock. I'm not sure what Ginobili did. I'm not sure if that was the call on the shot or not.
Oh, it had to be. We just didn't hear the whistle.
Yeah, I don't think anybody did. Not only a nice move with the shot clock running down, but the benefit of getting a 3-point opportunity and a 3-point play now.
Andre Miller with 13 in the game. Check it, 14 in the game.
Boy, and Tim Duncan, and although he's missed a number of shots, has been, for the most part, an afterthought.
Camby, good defense. Duncan has just a dozen. He does have 14 rebounds, 5 of 16. Miller, no go. Duncan the rebound. He's going to take it up the floor himself. Well, you got to find Ginobili, and he knocks down a 3. So San Antonio back within 12.
Denver wants to keep running, but you can't run and be sloppy. It's a championship team. They got the hardware at home to show for it.
Nuggets done a nice job from the three-point area.
So now Denver, the team, looking like they might be a little gassed.
That's a 7-0 run for San Antonio. Bzdelic wants a timeout. 5:01 to play. The Nuggets were up by 17. It's now a 10-point affair. Back to Pepsi Center in a moment. Denver Nuggets basketball on Fox Sports Net is brought to you by Ed Bozarth Chevrolet, the dealer you can trust. By Safeway, visit participating Safeway stores to pick up your Read It calendar. And by Cooney Lexus and Stevenson Lexus. Lexus, the pursuit of perfection. Carmelo Anthony will inbound, 5:01 to play. The Nuggets trying to finish this thing off. They're up by 10. But they've been outscored 7-love over the last couple of minutes by San Antonio. Eight to shoot it. Leonard against Ginobili. Now they feed Nene. Pass Duncan, and it's pinned on the glass by Ori. You know who they're going to go to. The meal ticket is Duncan, but there's a steal by Miller, and he was shoved out of bounds by Duncan. That Scott Foster missed that.
Nice steal by Miller. Watch him anticipate. Boom, hand, deflection. And watch it right there. Push by Duncan, left-handed. Scott Foster kind of at a bad angle. The outside official's got to help out right there.
Anthony out on Turkoglu. Nene against Duncan. And Duncan misses. Good rebound, Camby. He's got 19 boards. Miller in transition. And blocked from behind. It comes out to Nene. And then he's hit across the arm. Turkoglu took a shot to the jaw. He also committed the foul. They're over the limit. The Spurs, just one team foul on the Nuggets. So Nene to the line, where he is 4 of 5.
At the line, shooting 1 and the penalty for 2, Nene.
Calmly done. 5 of 6 for Nene. Hey kids, if you participate in the Safeway Read It program, you could meet Adam Foote or Ryan Bowen. Visit your local participating Safeway store and pick up a Safeway Read It calendar today. You know, it's got good, solid game for Nene tonight.
Not a lot of big stats at halftime.
12 and 9 right now.
You know, 1 of 4 with 1 rebound at half. So really, he's come up and played a lot better in the second half.
Inside 4 minutes to play. Nuggets leading by a dozen. Duncan. Well, he's just out of sorts.
They had a great game last night against
24 and 12 last night. Also 6 block shots against the Suns in 40 minutes. 1 second on the shot clock. Jeff Bzdelik yelling at Carmelo Anthony, back up, double. Duncan, and it's a block by Camby. And that's a shot clock violation. Well done by Denver.
Tim Duncan now 5 of 18. Nice job, just throw Duncan off a little bit. Great timing, long arms by Marcus Camby, who's had a solid game.
You know, make no mistake, San Antonio has not shot it well tonight, but the Nuggets defense has had a lot to do with it. Quick move, Carmelo, and the block, and then a loose ball foul, and it's on Nene.
See, in a month or two, if not a year, Carmelo Anthony shooting free throws on that move right there. Nice, quick baseline spin move again on Turkoglu. Up strong, no call on the Nene over the back.
You know what I like about what he's done tonight? He shot a couple jumpers, they haven't gone down. So he says, okay, I know another way I can score. I can really post up.
And he's played far from the perfect game, but he's competed at a different level than most rookies compete at.
Duncan misses yet again, gets it back. He still can't convert, or he misses. 3 decent shots, 3 good shots. None of them go down. Miller outside Vashon Leonard. Smart move by Vashon. He's going to work a little more clock. Here's Carmelo on a drive. Camby has it away from Duncan. They'll jump it up.
See, once again, a month, 2 months, and not a year from now, Carmelo Anthony goes to the free throw line once again. Not getting any calls right now.
74-62 Denver. Just 2:56 left. Time for our Vovo game summary. Andre Miller, 14 points, 5 rebounds. Carmelo Anthony is in double figures. And Marcus Camby has 19 rebounds for the game, 16 coming in the first half. Most important number in that summary, 74-62. Numbers, I should say. Denver up by 12.
And how about Nene, okay, who had 1 rebound and a half. He has 10 rebounds right now in the game also.
Yeah, he's got a double-double, a dozen points. And you know what else? 6 of 7 from the line. And he's going to get to the line like Carmelo. Nuggets just 1 for their last 8 against the San Antonio Spurs over the last couple of years. Duncan with the left hand. 14 for Duncan.
Denver's decided to slow it down a little bit and see if they can execute something in their half court. If you're going to walk it up and now execute, take time off the clock, you've got to make sure you do execute.
Miller looking for a foul call, didn't get it. And there's Carmelo Anthony out racing Ginobili to the basketball. You know, I always hesitate. You always worry when you start to run clock because sometimes you stop playing.
Especially when you're not known as a half-court offensive team.
After the game, of course, the Rocky Mountain Sports Report. Stick around, a lot to talk about. Miller, no go, and Duncan has the rebound underneath. And nearly a steal by Miller. They call a foul on that.
But I tell you what, he has got quick reactions and quick hands, and I don't think when you thought of Anthony Miller, you thought about, okay, he's going to get you some points, he's going to get you some assists. Solid defensive player, but I think you're going to get a lot of steals from number 24 this year.
I think he's one of the top 5 point guards in the NBA.
Yep.
I really do. I think that'll be borne out this year in a much better situation than he found himself last year. That's on Camby. And that'll send Duncan to the line. That's 5 on Marcus. 5 on Nene as well with 1:45 left. 74-64. So it's not a done deal yet.
Family time means fun time with the Nuggets for just $59. Your family will receive 4 tickets, 4 Pepsis, 4 Old Chicago pizzas, and a $10 zone card. November 14th is the Knicks family night. You don't want to miss that one. Call them today at 303-405 either 12-12. I got 11-11, but try either number.
Somebody will answer.
San Antonio, a little half-court trap. Taking the clock, Denver now up 9.
Nene to the hole. That one's blocked.
It's 3 straight.
And Ginobili for 3. Look out. Here comes San Antonio. It's a 6-point game.
But Denver is not a half-court executing offense, and they've slowed it down. They've had 3 shots blocked in a row.
Rashawn finds Anthony on the reverse side, and he is fouled. So Carmelo Anthony to the line with 1:14 to play in a 6-point affair.
You run the risk, and you pointed it out, when you try to slow it down and take up some clock, letting teams back in if you don't score in that half-court set, and I couldn't agree with you more. And especially coming from a team that has not shown, at least in their first game, a propensity to execute in the half-court.
Big free throws, and the first one doesn't go. And Mary, Carmelo's mom, agonizing with every move of her 19-year-old son on the floor tonight. Knocked outside. Good play by Nene. That is a huge play off the 2 misses. Nuggets will wind it inside a minute to play. And Miller's grabbed by Horry. You know what, I'm not sure about that play by Robert Horry. 8 on the shot clock. The Nuggets would have had to force one up with about 50 seconds to go. You get it back, 50 seconds, 6-point game. I don't know if that was a smart play.
It's a smart play at 18 seconds on the shot clock, but I'm not so sure at 8. And you're also talking to a guy that's, through history, been a pretty good free throw shooter, shot 80% in the preseason.
Miller leading the Nuggets tonight, figuratively and literally, in points with 15.
And that 5 rebounds from that position, from that guard position, is huge.
And he'll do that every night. He's a good rebounding point guard. And now Greg Popovich calls timeout. 56 seconds left. Denver 76. The Spurs 68. And it's a full timeout.
Correction, full timeout.
Well, the Nuggets opened a few years back against the San Antonio Spurs. Plenty of history between these 2 clubs. They've had the same head coach on a couple of occasions, not at the same time, obviously, but Larry Brown, Bob Bass, Doug Moe. We flash back. Oh, you know what? There's Scott Hastings to the hole.
David Robinson.
And then what are you doing to the Admiral? And then give him a shove. You did that on purpose, pick up a rebound, didn't you?
Rebound, and I might have had
a broken nose.
Offensive foul. See, and look at this thing right there.
It's not straight anymore, is it?
Compliments of David Robinson, and I got the proof.
But you want to know what? You can go down to San Antonio when we're down there later. You can autograph that. Yeah.
It's big enough, right?
Well. The Nuggets won that night, by the way, with your help, 125-121. You remember that night?
Well, no. but we just saw me score 2 baskets. I was the difference in the game.
Hey, but there was a close game, and you were in there. I love it.
That's a little, wow.
Yeah.
Nice job, nice work, by the way, the guys in the truck. Can you go ahead and make a highlight reel for me? I think we just saw it.
That was it. No, nice ball game, and you know what? The last time, there's a little bit of irony. The last time the Nuggets made the playoffs, 94-95 season, they played the San Antonio Spurs, lost in 3 games. The Spurs, the Nuggets hope they're on the right track to get back to the postseason in the very treacherous Western Conference. 56 seconds left. Nuggets have to close things out. They're up 8. Turkoglu long 3, and Ginobili, with the clock stopped, they'll go and shoot free throws. The fouls on Camby, and now Marcus Camby's gone.
And a couple players falling asleep on the play. Anthony trying to prevent the 3 in the corner. Once the ball came in, forgot to get the shooter stepping back in, and then Ginobili just crashed it back.